I'm making a YouTube video about my BMW LS swap. This is a 740iL 1997. This right here is the stock GM truck compressor. Now, I did have to find another pulley that gives me 6 ribs, right? The stock one goes off the 4 ribs on the crank, and it'll be fit down there where I have a different air compressor. So to do that, I needed to get a ICT billet bracket. They make them for the different compressors. They have the Sandon style, like the 508 they call it. There's an SD17. If you look at some of the diagrams, it does kind of bring it in a little closer. I picked this one mostly because it kind of matched the same OEM BMW compressor. For the most part, I don't know too much about air conditioning, but I figured if I keep the displacement the same, I can't fuck it up. So doing that, I had to change the water pump out to LS3 water pump because it has the right crank spacing, and the original truck water pump that I had put the hose right here on the belt, so can't have that. I had to relocate the ABS module. It originally sat right here, so that's not gonna work. The wiring is pretty simple. It comes with a green and a black, and so the green went to the original harness from the BMW. I just went to the junkyard, got me the other female end for this clutch, and tied the 1-wire BMW right into the green wire. The black wire on this, I just grounded it out, so that's just going to a chassis ground right over here. Let's see, focus. There we go. So the fittings, right? This is a pad style mount. If you see these on Amazon and eBay, they look pretty similar, but gotta return these. These green O-rings don't fit. Not the O-rings, but actual machining of this block right here. I thought I could buy them, get away with this, putting them on there, or using them for the lines, because if you take this stock, this is the discharge line, it looks really similar to this, but doesn't fit. So I had to use the stock lines wherever possible. This is the original BMW suction line. I had to bend it out of the way, kind of, because this sits so much higher than the BMW setup where it's down there. It's nice, it's aluminum, so it's kind of just support it and make sure you don't jack up the firewall connection. But this is the same original BMW hose. It's got this what is this sleeve over here, right? It's like a magnet. It'll catch debris kind of if your compressor blows up. This is the original BMW hose that I had to get crimped on to this is a number 12 hose fitting, just like a beadlock hose fitting, to a 90-degree number 10 nut, because these Amazon, eBay fittings, they only come in a number 10 for the suction, number 8 for the discharge. So and when you are looking for these, I don't know if I said that, but they have a black rubber gasket. That's the only size that fits, just not the O-ring. So I have that for the discharge. So I have a piece of hose right here. This is a slice that I had to cut off, but just kind of, right, that's why I had to go with a number 12, right? This is about 1 inch in outside diameter, and then that's kind of what it came out, like 5/8, kind of. I mean, it's rubber, so it stretches, but yeah, around 5/8. So a number 12 fit perfectly. When I vacuumed it out, it held vacuum, so There's no leaks. Right now it has refrigerant and it's working. I haven't taken out driving yet because I've got brake lines that are busted. But for the this right here is the discharge line, and I couldn't use the BMW stock hose. This is part of the BMW hose assembly that I had to chop off and kind of go through. So see that's kind of like similar O-ring fitting, but nowhere close to any of these. So this, I thought it would be right, kind of 3/4 maybe, but I have most of the hose chopped off. But it does not fit a normal fitting that I could find on Cold Hose or eBay or anything like that. This hose is just too thick on the outside. It came with like a really hard coating on it, but for the most part you just kind of want to make sure you get the inner diameter right, because like I said, I didn't have too much experience with AC stuff, but I know that they don't use different size hoses for any reason. So I figure I'd at least keep the inner diameter correct, because that probably has something to do with the way refrigerant flows. So this inner diameter was about 13 millimeters, I believe. 13, so like 1/2 inch, right? I tried to find a fitting that would fit this, just couldn't. I think you could probably cut this off, this bead lock, and put a different style fitting on there. But what I ended up doing is I just chopped off the original side anyways, and I chopped it off. Let me see if I could get a good look, right? So this is just the pipe, and this is where the bead lock kind of starts, and this stuff is solid metal right here. So there's a little line right here, right there. I don't know if you can see that. So that's where I just ran it through a bandsaw, and this entire diameter right here ended up being a I don't know if this isn't the right end, because that's where it is, but it ended up being that this side right here is slightly under 5/8 of an inch, right? This pipe right here is around 12 millimeters on the outside. So this little boss right here was 5/8, pipe was 12 millimeters. I bought these fittings and I thought they would work. So I think this is from a company called like SURR, something like that. So they are just compression fittings, right? They have like a bronze compression and a little O-ring on it, right? Yeah, so this is a black rubber O-ring and the bronze little doodad right there. But this one specifically is 12 millimeters, right? So that's what the blue anodizing is for, is the metric sizes. But right here inside of this was just about 5/8 for the one I bought. So it was about a 5/8 to number 10, right? Because the number 10 one has the right inner diameter for the hose that I want, because I want to keep it the same as the BMW sizes. So I used one of those, and I just had it TIG welded. Both of these are aluminum, so it actually came out pretty nice. Just got to do your prep work, sand it down, clean it up. Aluminum is hard to weld. So this inner diameter worked for this hose. I had to get a new hose. This is, now they don't tell you when you're ordering these fittings, but these hose crimps only work on reduced barrier hoses, right? So the reduced barriers just have a smaller outer diameter. So that's what I had to do. I use these crimps. I didn't have to get any special crimpers, but I just took some diagonal cutters and they worked really well for crimping this. And then this, I have a little Amazon $130 beadlock crimper. It also worked really well. You want to make sure it comes with the fittings that you need for reduced barrier if you're having to do this hose. Some of them don't have as many fittings, they only have the normal sizes. So that's how it worked out.